We now know that a Jacksonville State University student is under investigation for COVID-19. The university says his test is pending and he and his roommates are in isolation in different locations.
Today, the Alabama Senate approving $5 million to fight the spread of COVID-19. This is just one of the many ways the state is preparing.
Our Kelly Kennedy dug into what people are doing here in Madison County to prevent the spread of the virus.
Nearly 11,000 people in the U.S. have been tested for COVID-19. As of this morning, only a few dozen tests had been run by the Alabama Department of Public Health. According to the ADPH, they have, quote, an adequate amount, unquote, of test kits and say people are being tested daily. Huntsville Hospital told us this morning they have no patients in quarantine for COVID-19, but are prepared for it.
If this happens here, our emergency departments are prepared to take care of these patients, and our physicians' offices are. They're asking patients about their travel history, and if they've been in contact with anybody with a confirmed COVID-19 illness, and if that's the case, we'll definitely isolate those patients.
Area nursing homes require visitors to wash their hands when they arrive and when they leave. Local schools are also taking precautions, like making sure classrooms are cleaned thoroughly. As of right now, no school systems in Madison County plan to close schools. Madison County School Superintendent Alan Perkins sent out a letter yesterday stating, if we become aware of a risk of exposure, we will take steps to limit or temporarily cancel extracurricular activities. The Huntsville Havoc is suspending their season, and other businesses like the U.S. Space and Rocket Center say they're taking things day by day. Putting the Valley First, Kelly Kennedy, WZDX News.
And the Huntsville St. Patrick's Day Parade is also canceled because of coronavirus concerns. It's the first time in over 40 years that the parade has been canceled.